Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ramadan Mubarak to everyone. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this Ramadan very blissful. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this Ramadan a source of forgiveness. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this Ramadan a source of elevation closer to Him. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us so much barakah, so much health, so much mercy in this month of Ramadan, where people are suffering in the every part of the world. So this Ramadan is completely different than the Ramadans which we have passed in our spent in our past life. Maybe in our history it is the first Ramadan where we are going to be confined in lockdown, in self-isolation. Some of us, subhanallah, is going to be completely different. And first thing is that, as the Prophet ﷺ says, if you were in practice of reading your salah in congregation, Taraweeh or normal any salah, and for some reasons you have been stopped, Allah will reward you. And that reason to be stopped is natural health or whatever. Due to some restrictions we feel stopped because of some people don't able to read because of health. So Allah will reward you the same reward while you used to practice upon it when you were healthy. So many people who used to go to Haramain in the month of Ramadan, and they're not able to go to Haramain this year, their hearts are pumping out of love and passion for Haram. But Allah will reward you the same Taraweeh, same reward of the Taraweeh in Haram while you're reading in whichever part of world you are. And subhanallah, in your own house you're getting the reward of Haram. If you had a habit, if you had a routine of reading your Taraweeh in Haram, if you had the routine of reading your Taraweeh in Jama Masjid, you will get the same reward. So wherever you used to have the set routine to offer your Taraweeh, your Salah, in Ramadan, you will get exactly same reward, even though you're offering in your own house and those who are self-isolated in their own rooms. This is the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it is a beauty of deen. It's a beauty of deen that He understands the circumstances, and the reward is according to the circumstances and the difficulty and the sincerity. So our heart is painful. It's not same the way it used to be, that we used to, the first day of Ramadan there used to be a bus and the masjid is completely packed and there is no saf left to be filled. Subhanallah, this will be completely different Ramadan. But the good side is that before there was maybe thousands of Taraweeh used to take place around the country and around the globe in the masajid. Now every house will act like a masjid and performing on the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and lighten your hearts with salah, and lighten your houses with salah, with nafil, with qiyamul layl. So now we will be enlightening our heart and our home and reading in jama'ah at home. So Taraweeh. So the reason we have very short time, and very soon the Isha time will begin. And so the reason I want to focus today on the Taraweeh, it will be the first Taraweeh, and many of us might not be able to have not able to comprehend yet how they're going to overcome this situation. So it is very easy. First aspect is that we should do our Taraweeh in congregation at home with our own family. How you can do that? Imam, whatever number of surahs you know, 3, 4, 5, 7. So whatever number of surahs you know, every 2 rakat you repeat the same surahs, and that's how you complete 20 rakats. So any male member will be the imam, and with them the rest of the family can stand. So imam, any male figure behind the imam. If it's only one, so slightly one step behind or half step behind imam. And if it's two male, so one is the both males should stand behind the imam, and rest of the family, the females, they should stand behind that two male. So if it's only a couple, a man and a woman, in that sense, so man will stand in front and the female will stand behind him, not one step behind, completely behind, one row behind, one sajjada, one janimaz behind. So आदमी मर्द सामने होगा, औरत पीछे वाली सफ में होगी. अगर एक मर्द साथ है तो फिर उस शक्ल में तो एक आधा स्टेप पीछे वो मर्द ठहरेगा और उसके एक सफ पीछे औरत ठहरेगी. और this is how we're going to read our Taraweeh. You know Yasin, alhamdulillah, I have assumed that many of us know Yasin. So break down Yasin in three ayats. Read Yasin on the whole in your whole Taraweeh, 20 rakats. So if you know Surah Kahf, add Surah Kahf. If you know Surah Rahman and Waqi'ah, add them. And if you know Surah Mulk, Sajda, because you read every day, it is a moment. Sorry, I think my internet was disconnected. I hope I'm back on. So subhanallah. So this is how we're going to read our Taraweeh. Whatever number of surahs you know, memorize them. And this is an opportunity to memorize the Quran. This Ramadan might give you an instigation and inspiration to start memorizing the Quran. And you know, I've received a call saying that my tajweed is not good. Can I ask one of my younger cousin or a younger nephew to lead the Taraweeh? In terms of fiqh, normally we keep this channel for more speaking about the virtues, but there are differences of opinion. But according to the Hanafi school of madhab, school of thought that if the child is, they are weak, there is a weak opinion where they say that if the child is very close to maturity, puberty, and he is allowed to lead the prayer. But the practice opinion is that the child has to be, mature enough to lead the prayer. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this Ramadan easy for us. And for ladies, in our families, in many of our families, there are few ladies who are half of the Quran. They have memorized the Quran. It is an opportunity for them to lead the Taraweeh to ladies. They can't lead the Taraweeh to men. They can't. It has to be a female who can only lead Taraweeh to female. So to her daughters, to her aunties or grandmother, anyone, she can lead. And how they can stand? They can stand next to each other, like one step behind and next to each other. So the imam is standing, the female imam is standing, and one person is standing one step behind the imam on the right and the left, right and the left, right and the left. Once you see that the saf is completed, so they can go in the second row. So for the female, there are the few girls in our families, they know Quran, a much more Quran than the mothers. And if they have crossed the age of puberty, and they should do the Taraweeh, so the male people can do in another room and the females can do in another room. In that case, the ladies also have, those who have memorized the Quran, they will have an opportunity to revise the Quran, because many times, because they participate in a big gathering and congregation in the masajid, they don't get the chance to lead the Taraweeh. So now those ladies have an opportunity to lead the Taraweeh for their own family. And the young girls who are Hafiz, young boys who are Hafiz, those who have fulfilled the conditions, you should lead your Taraweeh at your home and to your families. So, but the female can only lead to female, and male member can lead both to male and female. Make sure you keep this point. And some people ask, should we follow? Because it is a responsibility of the community there should be a congregational prayer should be taking place, at least one congregational prayer is taking place in the whole community. Otherwise, the whole community will be sinful. So there will not be one this time, there'll be hundreds of them. But same time, me and Mona Hamza will be doing a Taraweeh just on our own with one associate workers, so that we can keep the spirit of Taraweeh alive in the masajid as well. So our masajid are not deprived. So the key workers of the masajid can carry on with fulfilling the guidelines of the government, by keeping all the things in place, the self-distancing and etc. in place without violating any of the guideline, because protecting life is very, very, very important. Because this Ramadan, alhamdulillah, we have entered in the Ramadan, but we are looking forward for many more Ramadan. One Sahabi passed away, and later on another Sahabi passed away. So there's one of the companions seen a dream both companions in a dream, and they both entered in Jannah. The one who passed away earlier, he entered later. The one who passed away 1 year later, he entered in Jannah 1 year earlier than the other person. Subhanallah. So, and he got extra. So the Prophet ﷺ, he said that, Prophet ﷺ, how did this happen? He said that person got 1 year extra salah, 1 year extra Ramadan. So Ramadan, we want many more Ramadans we want to participate in many more Ramadan which are upcoming in future. So we need to protect the lives. Protecting life is much more important. And the Prophet ﷺ said, the Quran says, those who protect one life as if you're protecting the humanity. So in any case, just because we want to congregate the Salah, Taraweeh, we are calling our neighbors. No. We have to keep these matters in place, the principles, the guidelines of self-distancing and etc. to protect our lives. We can't compromise just because of Taraweeh. We can't compromise just because of Taraweeh. This will be completely voiding the principle of faith as well. So what we will be doing, we mean Sheikh Hamza will upload every day that one para has been read. So once you finish your Taraweeh, read. You must have a routine of reading the Quran on daily basis. Keep that routine alive. We have to finish, because you can't read Taraweeh in the masjid, so we have to finish many more Qurans to at least feel the same spirit. So what I would suggest to you, at least follow the one para guideline which we are going to read in Taraweeh every day at your home, by looking inside during the night, and you will have enough time, inshallah, because nights are small and we have very less time before we begin our fast. So we have to utilize that every moment, because the Prophet ﷺ said any night could be like the night of Laylatul Qadr. From Maghrib to Fajr is there is not much time we have. So we can turn every night into night of worship without wasting our time, without neglecting. And so as soon as we finish our Taraweeh, whatever surahs we know, 10 surahs, Yasin, we open the Quran and complete one para. So when we finish our Taraweeh, when whole Quran in the masjid, so not only us finishing the Quran in the masjid, there are hundreds of the Quran are being completed in the locality. And inshallah, on 29th of Ramadan, inshallah, we can make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and make this as a source of seeking His mercy to grant rahmah on us, to remove this waba and bala from us and this calamity, and open the doors of His mercy to us. So we could on 29th of Ramadan, we can hundreds of the Quran. You can post on it later on, saying I have read one para a night, and tonight we are completing Quran as well. So 300 Qurans we can present to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. 400 Qurans, 500 Qurans, 1,000 Quran we can present to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, oh Allah, we seek, we beseech, we beg, oh Allah, remove this calamity from the ummah. Change the environment, the toxic environment of virus from the world, and turn into the rahmah, so we can move around and we can have a normal life. We can go to masajid and we can meet our family members and friends. So it is an opportunity for us to beseech to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this Ramadan fruitful to us, and we need to that was a point I want to mention. And let me check if I have missed anything in regards to Taraweeh. And if you have any questions, we're going to forward a number where you can post your questions, and also you can post the question on the comment side. And if we can't answer today, we will be able to answer later on, as soon we will have the enough knowledge for that question. And in terms of fast, anyone who have symptoms, they should refrain keeping fast at this moment until those symptoms have disappeared, because you need to be dehydrated, and you need to keep your immune system very strong to defend your health, to defend yourself from the virus. So anyone who have symptoms, they should refrain fasting in the month of Ramadan until they feel those symptoms have disappeared, the COVID-19 symptoms. And those who don't have any symptoms, they should at most try to keep any part of the day they felt or they feel any kind of symptoms which are making them feel worried. They can break the fast. They can break the fast there and then they can cover it do qada of it later on without any penalty after the Ramadan. Subhanallah, that's how what's the beauty of Islam, of Deen. There is no compulsion, there is no pressure on us. Allah made it so easy. Any people who have a weak immune system, underlying health issues, and they feel that keeping the keep any symptoms, they see the symptoms in them, they should avoid. If they don't see any symptoms and they feel normal, and then they should carry on. The moment they feel they have some weaknesses or something which might make them weaker or break their immune system, they should speak to the scholars and the doctors, and then make a wise decision and then move on. Just to fulfill the obligation of Ramadan should not put ourselves in risk, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who have said us that our health, on us, we have to protect our health, and we are accountable and responsible to protect our health, and we will be accountable for that. So these are the few advices for the month of Ramadan. Inshallah, we will be coming much more on live to share the spirit of month of Ramadan. Obviously, it will be virtual. It will not be the same the way it used to be in the masjid. Before, like every day before Isha Salah, we used to have 2 to 3 minute nasiha and that used to uplift our iman, boost our iman, spirit of Ramadan, and used to have a short dua. We so many things we used to have entertained to our the spirit of Ramadan. We won't be able to do it, but we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, remove this difficulty. Please keep making dua for those who are suffering, those who are those who are suffering from this illness, and please make dua for those who have lost their loved ones, and also make dua for those who have passed away due to this illness. And most important, to not take any measures lightly. Take them seriously. That is what our Islam recommend and emphasize. And if we take it serious, if we take it lightly, if something happens to us, we will be accountable. I'll conclude. If you are driving a car with complete precautions and with fulfilling the guidelines, if something happens, obviously no one will make you accountable. If we are driving a car without precautions and without following the guidelines, and something happens, so we will be accountable in the eye of law, and in the eye of the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Exactly same. We need to keep all the measures in place, and if you're not sure about anything, any hukum of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, any matter of Ramadan, roza, saum, fasting, charity, Taraweeh, just drop a text. Inshallah, we are here to help you. We are here to guide you. And inshallah, we will get through this blessed month of Ramadan safe and sound. Inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make the first night of Ramadan a source of night to remove this difficulty and hardship from Ummah. And we all need to cry and read Tahajjud. Don't forget to read Tahajjud before the Fajr Salah. Even at least if you can read 2 rak'ah, connect yourself. And the final thing, which I might be saying every day, have a moment in the night. Have a moment in the night where in your thoughts, where you and Allah is there and there is no third person. Where you're speaking to Allah and there's no third person. That not even as for have some moments in your every day, every night, where you and Allah is there and there is no third person. Completely sincerity and utmost attention to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala without any distraction. Speak to Him, talk to Him, cry in front of Him. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us tawfiq. Wa aqulu da'wana an alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.